Happy Monday to you. I am starting this series where we go around and wrap up all the different news of MMOs that you may have missed over the past week. And yeah, we're gonna drink a cup of coffee and talk about it, so here we go. The Quinfall is a brand new MMORPG that just released into early access on Friday, and it is already being deemed as Quinfall. The MMO went into early access after quite a few closed betas, and it was wrought with nothing but server issues, lag, NPCs not loading, rebounding, all over the place. The launch has been abysmal by all regards. Now, I know that they are already working on it, but with a price tag of $20, right up front, you would expect to have somewhat of a playable game, and for the most part, the first couple of hours are really just you attempting to log in. Not an excellent start for a brand new MMO, if I'm to be honest. WoW Plunderstorm has come back, and it is one of the more beloved game series that they are able to do within the World of Warcraft universe. Plunderstorm, if you did not know, think of it as Fortnite with WoW characters and pirates, essentially. Now, while this game mode does look fun, I personally haven't gotten to it because it also requires a subscription to be able to play. I honestly think that it should be a part of the free-to-play version. That is just me, but all in all, you know, the game mode looks pretty fun, so if you already have the WoW subscription, then you can go ahead and jump in. Throne and Liberty is recovering after a major maintenance issue brought their servers to a screeching halt. Recently, Throne and Liberty went ahead and put in a brand new patch, one of the patches for this game, and it caused such widespread connection issues, disconnections, server lag, amongst other things, that they brought the game down into maintenance mode. And it was in there for quite a while until it was hotfixed and they attempted to relaunch it, only for those issues to compound and continue. And then it went into another maintenance mode, and then has since been able to come back out and kind of rebound to where Throne and Liberty's normal numbers are. Now, again, this is, you know, kind of hiccups here and there, what you would kind of expect, but the numbers seem to be bouncing pretty well back into what they would call normal for this game. Now, you would expect a publisher and developer combo of NCSoft and Amazon to be able to avert these kind of things. However, you know, sometimes these things happen. And I still think it's funny that all these negative things tend to happen to Amazon. I'm just saying, it's an observation. Warhammer Return to Reckoning is having quite a few live events going on right now this week. The first one is the Tomb Kings event, where essentially you can get some unique items as well as limited time items and collectibles, I should say, as you participate in basically the normal things that you do, which is just the PvP. The PvP in that game is amazing. I highly recommend it. One such note is the Skeletal Steed, which is the elite reward, which I thought was kind of cool. It might cause me to have to get back in there and see what's going on with that. But following up, they have the Tides of War event, which is going to start this Friday. And the big thing to note is that they are going to be doing Twitch drops. Now, we don't know what is being dropped or how long you have to watch or what the combination is thereof, but that is something that will be occurring this week. I probably will cover it by the time we get to next week's MMO news. Star Trek Online is celebrating its 15th anniversary coming up with their 33rd season called Unveiled. Now, I've had quite a few vocal minorities, even in my community, who have said that this game is very well done and is 100% worth your time. And maybe it's something that I will dip into. At this time, I have not played it, but I've heard good things. Everquest 2 is starting its brand new beta for the Desert of Flames expansion for players who are on Anashti Sol. And I'm probably saying that wrong. I am unfamiliar with Everquest 2, but it is really cool to know that the game is still being developed and worked on. Matter of fact, I should probably spend some time actually getting into the Everquest games. I really liked the Pantheon Rise of the Fallen game, so, you know, I imagine that the older school classic MMOs should be a lot of fun. Maybe that's something I will do. Amazon Games catching another L. New World's recent patch, which was supposed to be just a simple overnight maintenance to fix some small bugs, has caused a massive hiccup. The giant hiccup was that players were able to transfer their fully decked out characters to a brand new seasonal themed free-for-all PvP server. Amongst some other bugs, this was released early, and unfortunately, it kind of just looks like it's just not put together well, honestly. Again, I really think that Amazon is trying so hard to be in the MMO market, but they just keep catching L's. That's just me. Guild Wars 2 just had their most recent patch preview on Friday, where they talked about what will be changing in their game on February 11th. Now, I've included a link in the description below because there are tons and tons of changes all across the board. And I've seen a lot of players who have said that this is a great thing. especially for those who are in the World v World game mode. The biggest change to note is that barriers, which prevent damage being taken, have been reduced from 50% down to 25%. Now, I'm not as familiar with World v World as many other players. However, I've seen a lot of people say that this is a blessing. This is going to be such a great touch. You can't make your character too powerful, right? For those of you who don't know what World v World is, think of it as the player versus environment version of the Wild West. Yeah, that basically covers it. Apparently, and this is news to me just because I'm fairly well embedded into the Final Fantasy community, a player in the Final Fantasy XIV community has created a mod which essentially tracks all the extra outsourced data of your character as well as your Discord server and all these other bits of information to pull together what you were doing in the game. The mod, dubbed Player Scope, has been able to identify when you are in the game and where your whereabouts are at all times, regardless if you are familiar or friendly with that particular person. Now, Yoshi P has made a huge point that there are no mods in this game, and they have since already taken steps to remove the mod from the game, as with the question of perhaps even pursuing legal action, which is, of course, that's a huge overstep. You don't need to be knowing what everyone else is doing. On a little bit of brighter note, the live letter for 7.2, the second post-expansion patch of Dawn Trail, is supposed to be coming out here in early February, and this is going to be a lot of, this is positive. A lot of people really enjoy the live letters and communicating with the producer, and honestly, in my experience, Yoshi P, you can't touch him. That man loves this game, he loves his community, so cheers to that. And that basically wraps up all the MMO news that we have had in the past week. If you guys are curious, I am drinking Coffee Cult Coffee. You can use code CDG for 15% off of your entire order. I've included a link in the description below for you to check that out. If you guys are interested, I went ahead and played Quinfall, now kind of being dubbed Quinfall, and you can see my entire new player experience and my thoughts of the game here. Aside from that, stay caffeinated, folks.